What it do, everybody? Welcome to Men's Mental Health Monday. It is 251 Talk Radio. I am Pro Pittman. Here with my brother, Venie The Great. How you doing, family?
Man, feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Episode
Happy
48.
Monday.
Yeah, 251 Talk Radio, Men's Mental Health Monday, as we always do at this time. Episode 48. Seasonal depression is our topic today. And for all of you guys listening around the country and in the UK, which I have been seeing my analytics, thank you guys who are checking us out in the UK too. Welcome to the show. Yeah. We are outside today. We are definitely, well, actually not outside. As me and Vinny were just discussing, it's going to be negative degrees this week. But we all got shit to do still, right? So we're going to be out in this bitch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show, guys. Like we always do at this time, episode 48, episode Culture, Build or Destroy, 251 Talk Radio, Men's Mental Health Monday with Venie The Great. You know what the fuck going on.
Hey.
Shout out to everybody on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. Here we are on Stereo Live, like we always do. If you want to come here and join Stereo, subscribe to us. You can leave a message during the podcast for us to answer the question live and respond. You could be a part of the conversation. We thank you guys so much for being here. You know, we're going to get ready to get with the show. If you like these beats I've been playing during our podcast, feel free to check out my catalog. I only use beats that are my beats, that I bought, that I have access to, that are my beats to use. So you will be surprised if you go play my album that you heard a lot of these beats, because I use beats from my project. So hope you guys can check those out too, at Pro Pippin on everything. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Vinny as well. Thank you for being here, my brother. It is a cold day here in Janesville, Wisconsin. It's going to get colder. And during the cold times, I sometimes have a hard time keeping the positive air inside me. It's cold. It's depressing. It gets dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock. It can take a lot out of you, especially if you're someone that thrives off nature, thrives off, the sunlight, the blue skies, the long days. This time of year here in the Midwest and a lot of places in the world, I know hits hard, and a lot of brothers deal with a lot of seasonal depression, whether they realize they're dealing with it or not, or whether they want to attribute it to the season. It does happen, so we're here to, show you guys some love, tell you that you are not the only ones. And, we want to just let you guys know that, sticking through these things and, keeping your perseverance up, is all we can do. I'm not saying it's always going to help. Sometimes that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, God only give us more. Well, yeah, I get it. Yeah, but still, I'm still pissed. I'm still depressed. I can have all the mind frame in the world that, oh, things are going to get better, and this is just a bump in the road. Woo woo. But that don't help me today. That's just, that's going to help me tomorrow, I guess. So it's kind of hard sometimes just to, especially when no one's helping you do it for you, to have to pat yourself on the back, to give yourself a fucking hug and remind yourself that you're doing good, things are okay, and in due time, this too shall pass, as they say. But it takes people around you. It takes positive influences, hobbies, a comfortable dwelling for you to make it through these tough times in these cold winter days. You know what I'm saying? Is this something you deal with here and there, Vinny? What do you think?
I think for me, I don't know when it started, but one day I grew up and I just hated winter and the cold. But I think we need to go back just to old traditional winter. Like, get outside, go sledding with your kids, build a fort, build a snowman. I mean, there's a lot of times where we get snowed in. Well, what are you going to do? We go sit and watch this TV that's going to just warp our minds, or can we get out still in nature? Because snow is still nature, no matter how we look at it. It may be uncomfortable, but it's still nature when we look at it. It's still outside. And I feel like we got to take more advantage of that to help us with our mentality, because like you said, getting dark at 4:30, like seeing the sunset, that sucks. There's some people that go to work, you know what I'm saying, and it's dark, and they get off and it's dark. I mean, it just
Yeah.
I wouldn't I wouldn't know what to do with myself with that. So I just think we all need to take time, and I know it sucks, I know, but like once you get outside and you get in the snow, whether it's snowboarding, skiing, if you got a hill, just get a tube and go down your hill, man. See how fun that is. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many activities that you can do that can just like take that away. You know what I mean? But I think we just got to get to that instead of sitting at home scrolling. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like the time of the social media for the North. You know what I mean? Like when
Mm-hmm.
we're inside, what's the number one thing people do? Scroll. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that takes a lot of power on its own. You know what I'm saying? A whole other cipher because I'm thankful that I've been able to beat that devil, but it's a small percentage of people who have, and it's a small percentage
for
of people who
sure,
even see it as an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a whole other cipher. So I totally feel you. I think it's important too that we let the sunlight hit us, man. Like, and you only get
yes,
a little bit of it. So when it's out there, enjoy it. Even if you have to work in a building or work at home, open your blinds, open your curtains. I go to so many people's house and everything be closed, blinds and curtains. I'm like, damn, bro, like this how you live all day? Like I get it, you got your lights in the house, but it's so different when you have natural light coming in your house. I'm thankful to have a big ass picture, window here in my home where every day I can just go in there and boom, open them curtains up and this shit just comes through. And that does a lot for you, for your skin too. I think it's vitamin D as you get, from it all
yes,
too as
sir.
well. So,
Natural.
yeah, by all means, man. So, and on the aspect of going outside, bro, like I still do, but I used to love going outside as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bundling up, going sledding. I got into snowboarding for a little bit in the early 2000s too. I really enjoyed it. I was snowboarding in Roscoe. I had a good time. But I also think did we have like polar vortexes when we were kids? Did it get below 8 all the time, or was it just cold? Because as a kid, I
I'm
dealt with the winter. It never felt like it was like freezing cold to where we couldn't go outside type shit. No, y'all gotta be in the house today. It was always just cold enough to go play. Now it's like dangerous. You know what I'm saying? To like fucking go
for
outside
sure.
and shit. After the polar vortex that we had up here, what was it, 3 years ago? The fucking -17, -22 for a week
Negative
straight.
50, bro. Don't
Yo, my
don't fucking.
fucking my
That's
back
that's what it
windshield
got down
shattered.
to. Negative
Yep.
51.
Back
That's
windshield
that's
shattered just trying to
terrible.
clean that bitch off. It was crazy. Yeah, it was
Yes, that's
definitely
just.
crazy. So, and I'm thinking, is this a new thing? Do we got to get conspiracy? Is this a conspiracy? Is this harp? Is it? I'm joking. I'm saying, but seriously, like it's different, right? It wasn't like it used to be. Like it was used to didn't be just tremendously cold. It was just something we could all deal with. But we're from the Midwest. I don't know. We're seasoned with this shit. We're chiseled a little bit harder than certain other regions. Because of shit we are just used to. And our kids,
I feel like
they're getting even used to more. For real.
we do complain about like we're complaining about like now and how cold it is, but like I remember when I was younger, we got more snow. Like no beginning of
Mm.
November into October,
Oh
we had
yeah,
to worry
right.
about snow. Like even on Halloween, so it's like
True.
we don't really get that anymore. It's usually now around Christmas when we get our first snowfall. Like our first snowfall was like a week and a half ago. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like we never had to wait that late to see our first snowfall. It was,
True.
bruh, we coming with a vengeance November 1st. And it's about
Yeah.
to be
True
feet
indeed.
of it. And that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like with the lack of snow that we get, that's probably what's lacking with the entertainment, as far as like building a snowman and stuff like that. Because now that I think
Right.
about it, like
It's just
I used
cold.
to yeah, I used to own snowmobiles, you know what I mean? I used to go snowmobile riding and stuff like that. But then I sold them because we weren't getting snow. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
you know, I sometimes you got to appreciate where we live because like you go north Wisconsin, oh my god, like their
Yeah.
snowbanks are tall as houses, and
Yep.
that's a snowbank. Like imagine running into that, like
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's just different everywhere, man.
Yeah. By all means. And with the weather and everything that comes along with it, uh, comes the just the season of depression, and especially if someone's already dealing with depression, specifically depression, you know, um, this is this type of weather. They have to really be strong-minded and strong-willed, and have to hopefully have things in their life somewhat positive, because if shit's already bad, then the wintertime comes, suicide rates go up. It gets bad, especially for brothers in the hood struggling,
Yes,
um,
sir.
it's as an adult man who I am in charge now of what is and what isn't in my life. I'm not here to blame nobody for what isn't and what isn't in the things that I have or don't have or able to or able not to do. But you get to a certain age where you feel like you're in control and you can't blame nobody else for nothing. So sometimes you get into your bouts of depression or sadness to where you don't need no one to blame because you're okay with blaming yourself. But it's like you need sometimes the reminders to that life is great, relax, and sometimes a blue sky and and sun does that for you a lot. being able to step outside just on a whim. The whole idea of having to go through all the work of bundling up and getting all these clothes on just to go anywhere. It's just extra everything. And here in the Midwest, we're not meant to or expected to change shit about our schedules when the snow comes. It's the same shit. We got to keep it going. Just know now it's cold, it's slippery, you might crash, but whatever the case, you still got to come to work. That's how it is out here. The bills still got to be paid. You still got to go to the grocery store. The kids still got to go to school. It's like nothing stops because it's all of a sudden, all this cold and snow out here. And I think not having a firm grip or grasp on things before this shit comes is going to be bad when it bleeds into now this is on top of your problems. So it's important, man, that we don't party all fucking summer, don't bullshit all fall. You know what I'm saying? Stack yourself right, prepare yourself for these months, and even if it's just situationally, things to do at home, activities to do with your kids, whatever the case, prepare yourself for this. Because if it comes out of nowhere, you don't even got gloves yet. The shit's gonna be it's gonna be hard for you to to deal with that. Even the small idea of waking up to have to turn your car on or letting your car defrost or clean it off, it's a lot of extra shit that we don't think about we're adding in our lives when we're already stressed out and depressed. You know, I'm thankful that I'm able to, I'm a morning person, so I'm able to deal with it. But, the fact that my day is gone so fast, I think it affects me. Looking out, picking up my kids from school, and before I know it, it's dark. It already just it changes what I feel like I'm going to do in my day. It's 5 p.m. It's nighttime. I should do nighttime things when really you would be out still taking care of business, moving around, handling things. It just warps my whole way of trying to live when I know I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's really weird. It's hard to explain sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel bad for like our elderly people
Hmm.
because they really try not to go outside when it's any type of like snow on the ground, any type of cold, anything that turns into black ice. I mean, like if you really look up the numbers, like elderly people, especially in the north, die the most in the winter months
Hmm.
because of weather. So, and I'm starting to see a lot just in my field. I see a lot struggle for mental health. Um, being all alone and then having to be in the house because of the weather conditions outside, and you're scared to go out of the house because of the weather conditions outside. You know what I mean? Like an older person that slips and falls, they break something. That's a trip to the hospital.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And not only is a trip, it could be a stay. And if they break something, then it needs to be replaced, and then you're never the same again. So try rehabbing at the age of 73.
Hmm.
You know what I
Right. Yeah.
mean? Like that's a lot for an elderly person, and then like to do it alone, because like most of our elderly people are alone because of they lost a loved one or sometimes they get written off. So it's just
Hmm.
we really got to like look at our mentality of elderly people, and I think especially the generations before us and after, they kind of lost a sense of like being nice to old people. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
helping somebody. Like when's the last time you seen somebody help somebody with their groceries, or help like just do some stuff like that? There's nothing like that anymore. So I really think we need to bring it back to that, because I'm starting to realize like, okay, if my grandma was out here struggling with something, I would want somebody to help her just because she's old and she can't really hold her own like that anymore.
Yeah.
So we really gotta take a look at that type of at that type of lifestyle. Like you know what I mean? Like even disabled people, like older people, like man, when it snows and when it's dark by 4:30, they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They don't go anywhere. They don't talk to anyone. So man, their mental health is just as important as ours.
Yeah, I can't imagine, And that's one thing I thought about too was, someone falls and if no one come to check up on you, motherfucker be laying there for days. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard
That's true.
I'm still shocked at how many times I hear a story like that someone fell and laid there for 2 days. Like what? That happened to Razor Ramon, you know what I'm saying, randomly. And so
Yep.
he fell.
Yep.
It was laid out for a while before someone found him. You know what I'm saying? Like then they had to get him to the hospital and all this shit happened. But it's like mental health and your physical health. I mean,
For
taking
sure.
care of our bodies, man, go a long way. Being able to handle the cold weather. I'm really thankful that like really. I don't sweat about it being cold or snowy. I just don't want to drive at night. That's all. After my car accident I had a
Man,
couple years
truth,
ago,
truth, or shovel it.
if I can stay home, then cool. I'll take care of whatever I gotta take care of. But once I'm done, I'm done. You know, and I don't want to. And my fiance's from California, where they always get up and they do things every day. They get up, leave the house every day. They go drive hours every day. You know, to go do whatever the case. And I'm not like that. You know, I take care of what I want to take care of, then I'm done. I'm home and I'm okay with that. Like I
Yeah,
don't mind being at home. I've built my home up to where I have all the things I need entertainment wise, as far as to take care of myself, food, to nourish myself to where if I didn't have to leave nowhere, I wouldn't. And I'll be okay with it. It's society and other people that make me feel bad for being like that. I'm not a hermit. I go out and take care of my business. I don't work, some folks get jobs at home, so they don't have to leave. On top of that, no, I go out and I work with the community. I'm seeing people every day, but I enjoy the days where I don't gotta see nobody. I can just be home and be in my own self. And during these type of months, man, like it's valuable to be able to be comfortable in your own skin and comfortable in your own home to where you don't feel like you're missing out on shit when it's -2 on a Saturday night, but you still want to go out and have a drink because your friends are or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool at the crib, bro. And I'm okay with that. It's just it's hard sometimes just trying to please everyone, especially when you're the man of the house, the father, the leader.
yes, sir.
When sometimes you just don't want to do nothing. And I don't know if that's seasonal depression or if that's just me realizing today's time to sit my ass down. It's time to be at home. The balance of it all, man. Because I wouldn't say I'm on the go all summer, all spring, but it's we stay moving, especially even with my work. The way I worked, all playing music and shit. I'm constantly packing up, driving somewhere, going here, spend other type of shit. So during the winter months, I like to try to bring myself back down comfortably, even while still working and taking care of that shit don't stop, right? Taking care of the family, but I bring myself down in activity. I want to read more. I want to, I rest my body, because we take a toll on ourselves all year. And then the wintertime comes and we get depressed about the fact that we can't do more. When I, on the flip side, am learning to be happy with it. It's telling me, no, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a break, relax. You don't got to go nowhere else today. I'll be out till the sun go down in the summertime, and that's 9 o'clock. Constantly moving, and you can get into so much random shit when you're always gone and always out. So I find a lot of value in being home. During this time, and being okay with it. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm watching the Mayans. Fuck it. I didn't think I wanted to watch it. I didn't want to watch it. Fuck it. I'm watching it. And it does. It feels like SOA. It kind of gives you that same vibe. Same creator, so you get the same music, same type of shit. So I'm just finding
Yeah,
happiness in the small things, bro. Just the tiny things, the little victories of the day. And they
it's
get me through.
just it's
Yep.
just crazy. Like you say, like what was that show that you were watching? The Mayans.
I'm watching the Mayans, yeah, because I'm a huge
The Mayans.
Sons of Anarchy is like
So
top 5 to me.
so
So
it's like ever since I've been married, I have adopted murder porn. So I watch murder shows like
wait.
frequently.
Yeah, say murder shows because murder porn is different.
No,
it's like
no, dude.
ISIS
It's called
beheadings.
more. It's called murder porn. When like all you do is watch like murder shows, documentaries on murders, unsolved mysteries and stuff.
You watching
Like
your
man,
Jeffrey Dahmer
that's
shit. You watching your Ted Bundy
oh
shit. You
yeah,
want that?
oh
Yeah,
for sure,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah,
They just got a Netflix documentary called "Don't Pick Up the Phone." God, it's
yeah. I seen that
hilarious.
talking. Yep, I
You
seen
gotta
that.
watch it. It's so hilarious. Just
Hmm.
like I'm just gonna say it like this: ain't no black people falling for that. I digress.
Bro, I actually had I wouldn't say an addiction or an issue, but I used to watch murder porn, like real shit, like, because I think it was during the Daniel Stern 2003 4 Iraqi war times. If you guys remember when the
Oh,
first
okay, yeah,
real beheading happened, and we first, someone, this reporter got his head cut off, and there's a video of it, and it was like, what? And my best friend was a Marine at that moment. He was gone, for like 8 years. He was in the Marines, a Marine sniper. Shouts out Darius Gage, just a homie, you know what I'm saying? I remember, discovering the videos and being worried. I didn't know how it worked. Could they grab anybody? Gonna chop a who? So I just wanted to make sure my man's wasn't getting his head cut off. So I was discovering these videos young, early into shit, and then as time went on, as it became easier to find and more HD and shit, sometimes you be curious, like, I wonder what happens when you chainsaw someone. It's like you go look for it and you find it and it's bad, and then you be like in a you know how every day you can get into a social media scroll fest. Every day it can happen. Every like 9 months, I'll do that with murder porn. Like like I
Oh
don't know,
man,
and Los Zetas and all this shit where they were like doing like super high quality HD videos of them beheading people and shooting people with shotguns and shit.
oh
It
man,
shouldn't be even be available to me. It's not even on the dark web. It's on fucking the regular web. It's on the light web. You know what I'm saying? So shit, it shouldn't be that readily available, but it is. And I had times where I was watching that. Totally digress. Has nothing to do with seasonal depression, but I'm talking about the addiction mentality of some people that we have, and me too, being a former
for
addict.
sure,
I mean, I guess you're always an addict, whether you're sober or not. You know what I'm saying? I have an addictive mentality, whether I'm on drugs or not, which I haven't been for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So salute to that. But um, I realize, I have to rein myself in and balance myself, have a fucking schedule. Like my man's Nimitz. He always, he get up early. He got a schedule. Even if you don't want to get up that early because his kid's up, he still does. And he has a schedule for his day. And it seemed like it helps him be on a more even keel. As opposed to every day, it could be, who knows what I'm doing this morning? Who knows? We getting high at 7:30 in the morning and shit, smoking blunts and shit. Like, bruh, like, yo, hold on. No, I need to, I'm getting to an age where I have to really, truly, like, rein myself in and give myself a schedule because I'm kind of an aloof, type, drifter mindset guy. I'll get my business done, but everything else is it's whatever, and I can't be like that no more. And bringing it back to our topic, months like these, when you only have a little bit of time of the day, it's harder for me because I already have a hard time balancing my day, balancing my time. I still get my business done, but when it's my free time I have a hard time balancing because I have 40 hobbies that I really want to do, to the death, and it's
for
hard
sure,
trying to pick which day for what and what to give your time to. You can only be invested in one thing truly at one time. No one can ever be completely invested in two things at the same time. Completely. I'm talking about things, not like people and like I mean things. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this and I'm doing that. One of them's gonna suffer. You feel me? So I can't podcast the way I want to because I should be writing music. I can't play guitar as much as I want to because I should be writing my hip hop album. I can't do this because I want to start streaming on Twitch. It's like it's ridiculous. All positive things. I'm not in the streets no more with guns and drugs and being promiscuous with other bitches and shit. I'm not on my phone and hoes inboxes no more. I'm not getting high doing Molly and cocaine. None of that shit no more. I'm reading books and playing guitar and exercising and playing video games and watching TV shows. All perfectly fine things in my mind for a man to do, especially if he's taking care of his business before he starts doing all that shit. If he has a plan and a schedule. But it's my free time. When I get time to do what I want, I go, okay, I got 2 hours. Oh shit. What could I I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. And I never give something my all. I never can completely only do something because I want to do all these things. And I don't know how to balance that. That's just my personality, but with this weather we're getting, with the time frame of the sun going down, I feel like I have less time now. You know what I'm saying? To do all these things I want to do. And my mind gets more compact and it's gonna explode, and I'm dealing with unnecessary anxiety that I never had in my life before. You know what I'm saying? So it's just trying to bring it all to bring it all down to a quiet, to a silence, and to a true understanding of what you truly need is the only way. And that's the only way I can make these things become real. Like today's supreme mathematics, knowledge born, that's 1-9. You want to the knowledge is the thing that to learn, listen, observe, and to respect. And born is to bring something into existence, to birth something. You always want to birth something alive, though. You can born something dead. It can still be born, as we know with babies, right? But you don't want that. You don't want to bring something negative into your life when you born it and you create it and you put it into your cipher, which is the next number, the zero, right? So I wanted this knowledge that I have, that me and you to bring. I wanted to born something positive into my cipher. I want to born something, something great. And at the same time, we shouldn't have to rush this process, right? It takes a whole 9 months for a baby to be born. You don't want it to be born earlier. It can be. You just may have trouble with it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give these thoughts and give these time the proper amount of time it needs to become real. But we have to make sure we born positive things into our life. And I think this podcast and us having these conversations is a good way for us to do that in our community. And I'm happy you're here with me, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that we
Hell
are
yeah.
proud of, guys. This is episode 48 of Men's Mental Health Monday. I am Pro Pittman. You got Venie the Great. What the fuck is
what's
going
happening?
on, Stereo? What's going on, Spotify? How you guys doing out there on YouTube land? What's good?
Mahana.
What the fuck going on? On Phone and Grave. Pro Pittman, Vinny the Great. Every Monday here on Stereo. or wherever you hear your podcast. Make sure you check us out. What it do? We're
Another
getting close to
successful
episode
conversation.
50. What are we gonna do on episode 50? We're gonna have like a party. What are we gonna do? It could be a total
Uh,
happy episode. We're never gonna talk about like mental health, like the negative part about it. Because sometimes this show it's a somber show because we're tackling somber issues, but mental health it can also be a happy thing. If my health mentally is positive, then shit, yay, we're all gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a happy
for
day.
sure, man.
Mental health doesn't have to be a sad thing at all. You know, at all. We're not afraid to talk about those sad things, and understandably, most men sometimes deal with these things daily. So the fact that we can talk about these negative, sometimes somber things, and still laugh and have a good time afterwards shows a lot of strength. And I'm happy you're my partner in doing this with me. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, my brother, for being here. Everybody, Venie the Great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Just want to say something, man. I'm proud of y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? Every day that you wake up, you made it through another 24 hours. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And, we do this every Monday. Like I said, come tune in. And we hope to see you back.
True indeed. True indeed. Before we shut the show down, um, just want to tell y'all again, you can follow us here on Stereo, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you guys get your podcast content, we will be there. Pros Pro Wrestling Show will be back at the top of the year, and Nothing But Nostalgia will be coming very well as soon. Um, this is something that we're committed to. The whole idea of just being advocates for mental health, especially in men. Because like we always say, a lot of men push the idea away. They tell themselves it's not important. They'll procrastinate and say, "I'll deal with that tomorrow." Until it all builds up and negative things happen, violence happens, domestic issues occur, whether it's physical or not. These things can be, I feel like, lessened if we focus more on ourselves. That may sound selfish, but the better you are within yourself, the better leader you can be. Because don't get it fucked up. As a man, you're supposed to be a leader out here. You shouldn't be having to follow nobody. And if you're following someone, you're following them to become a leader one day. You're following a leader to become a leader like that person one day. So we're all here trying to achieve that sense of greatness in leadership and in kingsmanship, even if it's just in our home. I always say, if you're a king, you ain't got to run the whole fucking world, the whole government, the whole fucking country. Be a king in your own castle, your home, the castle you have that you walk into every night. Be the king there, benevolent, proud. Know about your lineage. Pass these things on to your heirs. Treat your queen as such, as as a king would. Make sure you have a queen that treats you as a king that you are, and make sure you work to get to that point. We can't just wake up and call ourselves these things. We got to put in the work. You got to put the work in. No one
Working
on a thing.
the
Mm.
vein.
You feel me? So, and this is I feel like, a nonstop process. I don't know no man that goes, I don't care, I'm done. I did it. Everything I just said, like, I'm done. It's done. Nah, it's just, I feel like it's gonna go until you die. But hopefully you get to a point where you find a comfortability in the process and you're doing your best. Because as long as you know you're doing your best, that's all anyone can ask from you. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think is your best? What do you think is, real work? What's righteous to you? You know, if laying on your ass not getting undone is, then that's on you. But the cipher I keep, sometimes try to overload ourselves with things that we think needs to be done. We do too much, because it's, there's no time but now. I have mortality issues. I'm scared of death. All these type of things. That I deal with on a daily basis. It affects the way that I attack life. But yet and still, I try
For
to get
sure.
everything done that needs to be done and enjoy my little time afterwards. That may not leave a lot of time for my mental health, probably, but I'm still doing my best to make sure that the season of depression does not kick me. That the people around me aren't affected negatively by my mental health issues, because I deal with it every day. I can't get away from it. Like you always say, you can't cure your anger problems. They're not going to go away. All you can do is find a way to manage and balance it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Balance.
sir.
The balance. Find a way, guys. I'm Pro Pittman. Thank you as well, guys, always for being here. Episode 48, Men's Mental Health Monday. Scroll back. We've been doing this shit for a while. It's a lot of episodes.
Yes.
Yes,
You see
please scroll
48.
back. Yes, this is the truth. True indeed.
This the first
Um,
48. Oh, I'm sorry. There go that murder porn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Jeez. Oh, man.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
No, first 48 is pretty good actually. Yeah, for real. Just don't watch the real murder porn. Don't watch Los Zetas. Don't watch Al Qaeda. Don't. It's on Live Leak. It's bad news. Yes, guys. I
Tulsa,
want to make sure.
Oklahoma.
I want to make sure we take care of ourselves and take care of one another. Do not be afraid to push out the idea of men's mental health because this shit is real.
Yeah,
Men's
man.
mental
It
health,
gets
women's mental health, anyone's mental
all of
health,
it
LGBTQIA mental health. So if you don't say you're a man or a woman, you're still dealing with mental health issues. You know,
for
probably more
sure.
because of the world doesn't accept people the way they fucking should, right?
Hey,
So
man.
we all need to be here for each other, but also be here for yourself. Fuck it all, man. If everything's taken away, you only got yourself. Can you strive? Can you survive? There's been times where I said no, but nah, man. The best feeling in the world is knowing yes, I can. I want my friends and my family around me, but I'm strong within myself. And that took time. That took years of soul searching. That took true ego death. That took true, wanting to be the man I am. Following every number to get to seven. You feel me? So I think it's important that we put in the work within ourselves and stop blaming other people for anything. But at the same time, don't be afraid to express that you're going through something. And hopefully you have someone in your life that you can do that with. The big problem is we won't have no one even do that with. When those we do it with, you want to ridicule us and make us feel bad for feeling in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And this shit does happen more than we want to admit. So hope you guys have the proper people around you who are giving you what you need, and hopefully you're doing the same thing to them. It goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? It's a complete cipher, and we all need to keep the cipher going. You feel me? Do you feel me, man?
Life is hysterical.
Do you feel me? Yeah, my brother. Have a Merry
Yes, sir.
Christmas. I know I'll talk to you prior, but everyone on
Yes,
Spotify,
sir.
on stereo, to all of our United Kingdom listeners, thank you so much. It was so cool to see
Yes.
that on my algorithm. Like, oh shit, they're listening in the UK. So everyone out there, number love to you, bruv. Yeah, isn't it?
Nothing but love, bruv.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys so much. This is Men's Mental Health Monday, episode 48. Season of Depression,
Peace.
251 Talk Radio. Make sure you stay tuned. Follow us on Spotify. Make sure you leave a review on Spotify. That only helps the algorithm. And if you want to be a supporter of 251 Talk Radio, go to my page, anchor.com, .fm/Pro Pittman. You can support $1, $5, $10, however you want to do it, and be a monthly supporter of this podcast to help the equipment, the lights, the camera, the action become more and more and more pleasable to our people and to our listeners, guys. We are here for you. Thank you so much for being here. Vinny, my dooski, number love to you, bro. Safe
Yeah.
travels picking up the
Love,
kids. We got to catch each
What's
other
up,
in this,
man?
this DMZ soon on this Call of Duty. I'm outside.
Whenever
My
you ready,
guns is
brother.
gold. The guns is gold. They gold. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? So Fox with me. We outside. Everyone on stereo, thank you so much for listening. FNG, what the fuck going on, famo? Nemesis, what it do? M-Spec, I see you, mama. Salute to y'all for being here. We
Salute.
appreciate y'all. As always, we start the shows with
Come
a piece,
back.
and we end these shows with a peace.
Peace.